So after we visited Robbie yesterday, we headed over to meet Hamish from Sanctum Homes. So only 3 or 4 weeks ago, I finished my passive house course. So while we're down here in Melbourne, we're going to catch up with Hamish. Hamish is one of the founding members of Builders Declare.
Yep.
If you haven't seen that, go and check it out. Doing some really good stuff for promoting information and on sustainability, better building practices, passive homes, all the products that get used in them, that sort of thing.
Yeah, and if you're a builder that's committed to creating projects that improve sustainability and you're generally wanting to work in a way that helps with climate change, then you can sign up to be a builder for Builders Declare. And yeah, they're an incredible education platform in terms of podcasts and YouTube videos and those kinds of things. So Hamish White from Sanctum Homes is actually one of our Elevate members, and we were really stoked to be able to go and see a couple of his projects. The first one being was just about to be, it was close to being handover, wasn't it? Designed by Studio Feng, and a great home that just gave us the opportunity to see that passive house in use. It had the HRV system, had triple glazing, burnished concrete floor. Drew from Passive Tech, yep.
Yeah, so Hamish was good enough to organise Drew to be there, and actually, because I've never seen one in person, like he actually did a blower door test while we were there, and it was really, really awesome to talk to Drew and learn more about like all the HRV system and the fresh air and how it works, and he pulled some filters out for me. We actually had some good conversations about the windows and how they, like where they've come from, how they're made, how they seal up. That, like Amelia said, they're triple glazed. And yeah, it was really good. It was very, very different from the way we build in Queensland to seeing how they're building down here, especially on the passive house scale. But being able to walk through the home, see the finishes, see how it's all sealed up, and then be in the home while it was getting that blower door test. Like I don't know, straight off the bat, I was a little bit claustrophobic. It felt very different. But the whole benefits of passive house are, like, there's lots of them, but a big one is the health of the home. Like, it reduces condensation, it reduces the risk of mold, all those types of things. So
improves the indoor air quality. I thought it was really interesting because Drew from Passive Tech was showing me the app. He uses Zender HRV systems. He feels that they're the best brand, and they have an app where he was actually showing me how he could drive his own HRV system at home from the app on his phone. He could see the efficiency with which the system was working. He could see the humidity, temperatures, those kinds of things. He can remotely boost the HRV system if he needs to. So that was really incredible in terms of the amount of control. I think for us, living in northern New South Wales, living in Queensland, we're very used to having the ability to, we've got a climate where we can have the house open for a large part of the year. The benefit of passive house and having that HRV system or a mechanical recovery ventilation system, if you don't need the heat component of it, is that it does really enable you to control the quality of the indoor air and the quality of the fresh air that you're bringing into the home. It's incredibly good, obviously, for, we talked through what it does for the smell of the home and for managing like exhaust and range, things from the bathroom and from
temperature
and cooking and things like that.
So it was actually a reasonably cool day.
Oh, wasn't it incredible? Yeah. So we're both, rugged up because it's a pretty standard Melbourne summer day. It was cold for us, and we walked into that home and everybody's taking off jackets and everything like that. They were doing the process, because it's close to handover, of actually warming the house up so that they warm the slab up, because Hamish has a standard protocol of uncoupling his slabs so that they're not losing heat through the colder ground temperature. They have that exercise of warming the house up before handover, so then it just maintains that comfortable temperature. Yeah,
so for those of you who don't know, like an uncoupled slab, like they actually separate the concrete from the earth. So Hamish does it a little bit of a different way. Like they pour their footings first, they build up their beds for those slab areas, and then they actually lay a full insulation layer over the top of the footings, which has Rio bar coming up through the foam, and then they pour their slab over the top. So you're not, Amelia, you might be able to explain it better, but you're basically separating the concrete from the earth, so you're not getting the transfer of the cool cold earth into the slab.
Yeah, well, in locations like Melbourne, where the ground temperature can get significantly cold during winter, and it would actually just draw heat out of the slab and make the home cold by uncoupling the slab. The only thermal bridge that you have then is the rod that ties the slab to each of those footings in one location, which they've managed to try and reduce as much of that thermal bridging as possible. But in places like Queensland, where you do actually want to borrow from the ground temperature to keep the home cool, you don't necessarily need to uncouple the slab. So down in Melbourne and Canberra and those kinds of things, that slab edge protection and the uncouple and the under insulation is really important. So
a big part of the passive home stuff is I guess designing and managing the materials and the construction and methodology of the house to suit actually where it's built, so you end up with a very comfortable house.
Yeah, and the modelling that you can do during the design process that's so nuanced to help you to make those data-driven decisions about the area of glazing, the amount of glazing, the insulation, all of those kinds of things is really incredible in terms of how informed you can then be about the decisions that you make.